Hey guys, and welcome back. So today we're going to be making Loukoumades, which are Greek donuts. And I have made them with my whole grain flour. You guys can just use white flour. And I also used my sourdough starter, which was really great. So I fed my sourdough starter the night before. If you guys don't have sourdough starter, you don't know how to make it, check out my other videos, which are in my profile. But if you guys just want to use packeted yeast, you can just use a packet or two of yeast, dry yeast. So as you guys can see, I'm just combining all my ingredients. So right now I'm combining the flour, the water, and the yeast starter. I tend, when I make recipes, especially when I don't have a recipe in front of me when I'm cooking, I always put the flour first, and then I put the yeast starter, I mix it, and then I just add enough water that it needs after to combine it. That's normally the order I go through the steps, and I found that works the best because then you're not adding too much water, and then you add your yeast, and then you have to keep adding flour, and then you just keep going back and forward with that pattern. So once I've added all the ingredients, I actually left this for 2 days. So the first day I just fed it. So I made it one day, I left it until the next day. I fed it, so I fed it more than what it was. So say if I put a kilo, which in this case I put a kilo of flour, I put another kilo of flour, because I also was going to make bread as well with it. But yes, that's what I did, just to feed it extra than what it is, so it can get really active. So you're just looking for your starter to be bubbly and active, as you guys can see. So that was the first time, and then this was after the feeding. See, the bubbles are bigger, they're more active, and that is perfect for Loukoumades. That means even if you don't get that bubbles, it will still turn out, but it'll be more doughy. So I do prefer waiting and to keep feeding it until it gets to really, really bubbly stage. So what I've done now is I'm heating up the oil. This is essential that you heat the oil up quite hot, because if you don't heat it up to the correct temperature, and if you don't have enough oil, they won't cook that great. They won't be nice and bubbly and fluffy, and the way that we traditionally make Loukoumades. So once I've heated up the oil, then I will, as a trial, I will put in one Loukoumade. So I normally wait until it reaches the temperature, and see how now it's bubbling, and I will turn the temperature down. So that means it's the temperature that needs to be at from full heat to around about 10. And I will put in a bit of the batter just as a trial, just to see how quick it starts cooking. Because as soon as I put it in the oil, I want to see that it's literally started bubbling straight away. I don't want it to just sit at the bottom. As usual, I will put the ingredients and method below. So you guys can see the oil is bubbling. So what I've set up now is I put out a tray that I've got to the right side that you guys can see that's got some paper towel over it. And that is just a tin tray, which I put some paper towel, because once I spoon out the Loukoumades, I'm going to be putting them in there just to grab any excess oil that's on them. And then to the left, you guys can see that I've got a little bowl that I've put in a spoon with water, just to make it easier with scooping the Loukoumades so it doesn't stick to the spoon. And I will also put a bit of water on my hand so it doesn't stick to my hand either. So this is the technique that I learned of how to make Loukoumades. So I just showed you guys how I've grabbed it into my hand. I wet my hand before, so I had some water on my hand first. And then I put it into the batter. I grabbed a spoon and I scooped it off. And then I put that into the oil. And that is normally how they traditionally make them, into their nice bowl shapes. So as you can see, that one there that I've just put in now is the trial one. And it's starting to bubble straight away. It will at the bottom caramelize quicker, because normally when you put the batter straight in, it's very heavy, so it sinks to the bottom. And then as it starts cooking, you can just separate it from the bottom and it'll float. Or it even might float by itself if you put it in a non-stick pan, which I've just put it in my stainless steel pan. So now I've seen the little guys floating, and I'll just wait until it gets caramelized, and then I will flip him. So I've decided to add in the rest of the batter, because I can see that it's bubbling straight away as soon as I put my batter in. So that means that the oil is ready. It's not too hot. It's not popping out and bubbling into my face. Make sure it doesn't do that, because I have done that before and it's gone on your clothes, and then you have a problem because you have to wash them. Or you have to wear glasses so it doesn't go in your eyes. You don't want that, okay? So make sure the temperature is not so hot that it's splurting out in your face. So I've just filled it up, and I'll just wait until they all start bubbling and becoming bowls and all fluffy, and then I know that I can either just separate them from the pan, I can just wait until they lift up themselves. And this is what they should look like when they're ready. They just get some nice brown caramelized kind of look. You don't want them to get too dark and become way too crunchy. Obviously, it depends on your preference. I do like some of mine very crunchy, but it is better to keep that soft consistency on the inside and for it to not just become dry. So that's why I'm taking them out now, because I saw they started getting color. They're cooked on both sides and they're ready to eat. So I'm slowly taking them out and putting them onto my paper so all the excess oil can come off. So here I am showing you guys the technique again, which is a bit more clearer. So I've just got it in my hand, I'm scooping it out. So with your hands, you're kind of just squishing it so the batter comes up. So it's not too much, because it makes it easier just to put it on the spoon, and sometimes I just wipe it off on my thumb as well. Now I'm not adding water to it because I do find that sometimes it does splatter on me. But if it does stick and it's not coming off the spoon that great, then I'll just dip it back in the water. And I've been doing that in between each batch because I've found that it does help it not to stick. And that's it, guys. Once you've cooked them, then you can just add the toppings that you want on top. So traditionally we put honey, cinnamon, and some crushed walnuts, which I have already there. As you guys can see, there are a lot of different hands in this video today because my sister decided beforehand to come and take the first batch of Loukoumades, and then my little brother decided that he wanted to eat some of the walnuts, so he took some of that as well. And right now I got my little sister to help me video this part. She's putting all the toppings on the Loukoumades while I was still cooking in the kitchen, making another few batches. So that's the end, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I hope you guys give it a go. So that's it. That's your healthy Loukoumades. They're cooked in olive oil. They were simple to make. They didn't take a lot of time. It was just the cooking and obviously preparing the yeast so it can rise. But it's just such a simple recipe and your kids will love it and enjoy it. So I hope you guys give this a thumbs up. I hope you guys subscribe. Please check out my other videos as well, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!